All right, welcome in, boys. Another edition of Take It to the Bank, Nashville. I got my guy Coop with me. Coop, it's been a phenomenal truck season. It's been a phenomenal cup season. It has not been a phenomenal Xfinity season. We continue to get dragged through the mud in Xfinity. But we're up on the weekend. That's all we can ask for. Trucks went well. Xfinity didn't go so well. We're up a little bit of money going into Sunday night. And how you doing, my guy? We had an off week last week. There was no NASCAR. We had the U.S. Open. We had MMA. We still pulled the profit, but obviously we miss NASCAR when we don't have it. How have you been, my guy?
Been pretty good, man. Can't complain. Everything's going well. Daughter left for Spain today.
Okay.
So, that's a nice little trip for her. But had the 25th anniversary this week.
Congratulations. That's very hard to do in America in 2023. That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
So all in all, it's been a good week. Won some off random bets and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's like I'm really pushing myself to continue being disciplined.
Wait, what does that mean?
It's just like I sent you that text the other night. And I said, "All right, what are the baseball plays?" And it's just hard in the summer, man. When it's just NASCAR. So
It's not hard. It's first of all, this is surprising because the first 2 years of your betting career, you were Mr. Oh, I don't even want to talk to you about anything else, Jay, other than football and NASCAR, and that is it, bro. Don't talk to me about anything else. And I know you love golf, right? Now like when we break into the realm of we're betting the NBA playoffs, we're betting tennis. Now you're asking me you're asking me of all people what the baseball plays are. I mean, I don't like you're heading down a dangerous road, Coop.
No, I'm not going crazy or anything, but just trying to. I mean, Joey's been on fire, man. It's hard not to follow that guy right now, man.
Yeah, he's a beast. Joey's a beast. I agree. It's very hard to do what he does in baseball.
I think I won my first ever MMA play today. That wasn't involved with a parlay. Like I seem to follow y'all and do well with the parlay piece, and then when it comes time for NASCAR,
we can't get the other side home.
Yeah. So
I know. Listen, man, I it's very easy for me to not bet. Like I haven't bet one baseball game this entire year. I literally will not bet one game the whole year.
Yeah, I don't bet anything on my own. I'm just following Joey. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't attempt to put a baseball bet in there by myself. Same way with like tennis.
So an update on the numbers. We started the website in December.
Oh yeah, and I've been on some College World Series this week too.
What, from Tail and Gav?
Nah, man, just like Gav doesn't put any plays out. You know that.
You're betting college baseball right now?
Yeah, man. Like the World Series has been under every game, so I'm just following the trend.
Coop, let me ask you a question. How did that bankroll get big enough to where the wife's asking about motorhomes? With discipline, NASCAR, and some sprinkle a little football and PGA in there. This is not the way, my guy. This is not the way.
I'm doing all right, man. I can't complain, man.
I know you're doing all right, but everybody does all right until they don't do all right. You understand?
I mean, speaking of that, I got to make some money, man, because the wife hit me up last night at dinner.
What happened?
She's a big soccer fan. She loves soccer, man.
Really?
Especially, the women's soccer. She'll watch the games here and there, but like the big, the World Cup's coming up, So, she's like, I need some clothes. I'm like, dude, you order clothes like every week, a shirt here, shorts there, pants here, whatever. But like,
What does that have to do with soccer?
you're getting something every week. And she's like, the World Cup's coming up. Do you think I can have some money to bet on it to buy some clothes?
That's what she said?
Yeah.
I got to meet her one day. Can I meet Mrs. Coop one day?
So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we can talk about it. And I know she'll do the research and like she understands the game. She just, doesn't do the betting that much. So she'll need some help with that. But fortunately, soccer's not too complicated to bet. But she's like, can I have 2,000? I'm like, what?
Yo, not for nothing. Not for nothing. Listen, Mrs. Coop should love me because I've been a very profitable influence in your life. Okay,
I'm like 2,000.
2,000.
Like, yeah. I know how much you have. 2,000 is not going to hurt you.
She wants 2 dimes, Mrs. Coop.
She said, I can either just take the money and buy it, or I can try to win the money.
Okay, so can I put my 2 cents in? Mrs.
I
Coop,
said, well,
she's being a little greedy. She's being a little greedy.
I said, wait a minute now. I said, I can front you the money, but like
front. You said you used the word front.
Yeah. But I'm
the
getting
week
my
of
money.
Your 25th wedding anniversary, you used the word front.
I did. I'm like, but like, I'm getting my bet back, right? She's like, yeah, that'll work. That's fine. I'm said, like, how about 1,000?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Let's compromise. Give her a dime. That's it. A dime. Yeah.
She's like, all right, I'll make you a deal. I said, all right. She said, you can give me the 2K.
Yeah.
Or I'll take half of what you win in NASCAR up until the tournament starts.
Then you give her the 2K. Then you got.
I said, what?
Then you're going to have to give her the 2K, obviously. If those are our options, you're going to have to. I
said, well, wait a minute now. I said, does that mean this weekend? And she's like, yeah.
Just this weekend?
No, it would be what I had in for this weekend up until then. And I'm sitting there thinking about, like, all right, like I already got my money for the most part in this week. But like next week is Chicago. I don't plan on doing much with Chicago.
Me either. I'm right there with you.
Then it's Atlanta. And like usually don't have a lot in Atlanta. And, I think Loudon's after that. And then the tournament would start. I was like, this is where I killed myself. I should have just shut up and said, sure. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be betting much because of the races that are coming up.
Right.
She's like, oh, well, then I'll just take the 2,000.
I think, honestly, a compromise is a dime.
So I said, all right, let's do this. I said, well, let's do this. I'll give you 1,000 up front.
Up front?
Pre-tournament. And then 1,000 live.
You're talking to this lady. You realize you're talking to this lady.
She's like, what's live?
People, what's live? She said you're going to hand the lady $2,000. What's live?
I said, well, that's when the games start, I mean, you could bet it during the tournament or, during the game or, whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So now I got to come up with this money, man.
I think you're going to have to give her a dime and teach her the ropes. That's what I think you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. I'm ruining an entire household. So this is ridiculous.
She'll never bet on anything else unless she just gets addicted for whatever reason from this. But
this is not good. She doesn't need the whole 2 dimes.
Like she's pretty good for soccer. So, but anyways, it'll be fun. At least for her, not me. Maybe.
So we had the off week. Right before that, we had the road course. Marty wins. Any thoughts on what we saw at the road course?
No, I mean it was Marty dominated, and I think I don't necessarily think that all the road courses are going to end up being like that because that was really the one that has the lowest amount of cautions. So I think that one was a little separate maybe from the others as far as like having the long runs of green flag action. But no, Marty was really good. I mean, I guess the biggest other takeaway was Reddick wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Um, so
Neither was
you know,
Larson wasn't fantastic
no,
either.
no, and then McDowell and Bushel continued to be very solid on the road course.
Yep, you're right.
So,
That's another one.
but yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
McDowell
that's
Bush.
about it.
Yeah, I'm basically with you, man, and I'm totally with you in terms of next week. I'm almost going to treat that like an off week, if I'm being honest with you, depending on how tomorrow goes. But yeah, all right. So we are at Nashville. Very, very unique track. It's a concrete track. It's a little smaller than a mile and a half, right?
Yeah, mine 1.3.
There's no true track comp, right? I mean, Dover's concrete, but it's not really like Dover. It is like an intermediate oval, I guess, but it doesn't really race out exactly quite like any other intermediate oval, right? It's very much its own thing.
I've heard everything compared to like Dover to Kansas. They said it drives like an intermediate, but once you get to the corners, it drives like a short track or something like that. But like I think it's its own unique self.
Yeah.
But I think Dover is somewhat of a decent comp if you're looking for comps and stuff like that. But in the end, I think it's really like most tracks, it's its own beast.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you totally. In terms of manufacturers, I think there's probably one, maybe two Fords that could win the race this weekend, like Blaney, right? Maybe one other Ford that always comes out of nowhere. Harvick didn't look awful late in practice. Obviously, to me, Toyota deserved to be the favorite this week. I don't know why they weren't. I would have made them the favorite this week. I think that there are 4 or 5 Toyotas that could win the race this weekend. You can make the argument that Denny, like Reddick, looked best. Marty looked just about the best in terms of cars in practice. Denny looked good. Chris Bell looked better than he has been. Right, Bubba looks good. I mean, every Toyota but Gibbs and maybe Chris Bell, I would say, could win this race. Don't you think?
I think any of them could win it if they get out front.
Yeah.
So, but I think Truex, I think Reddick and Bubba are about the same. Then I would say Denny. No, hold on. Yeah, Bubba and
Yeah, right. Truex.
Right. Yeah. Truex, then Bubba, and Reddick, then Denny, then Bell, then Gibbs.
Yep, that's
But
basically.
I mean, I think any of them, if they get out front, though, could win it because really the only one. I mean, Bubba didn't show great practice speed numerically.
Right.
Bell was actually pretty solid on his 15, I think, lap runs. Gibbs was probably the one that struggled the most in practice, but I mean, he still had a solid car.
Right. And Marty and Reddick were fucking phenomenal.
Right.
Bubba was good. Actually, Bubba wasn't phenomenal in practice, but he put down a fast lap.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
he'll be good.
He had to do something at the beginning for you to.
I'll even though we cashed out for a little profit, I'll be a little sick, man, if he wins this race and we have to get a worse number on him. Yeah. But all right, so Chevy, I think. Oh God.
Are you getting ready to start to talk about the drivers?
No, I was going to just touch on Chevy too.
Go ahead.
I think that there are a couple reasons why Chevy was made the favorite this week. Probably one, I know Larson led a ton of laps here, right, last year. Obviously, I don't. Who cares about that, right? Different circumstances with the car that aren't going to be in play tomorrow. That said, obviously he's been the fastest car all year, right? Then they priced Chase Elliott based on track history and not his 2023 season. That was wrong. He looked okay to good, and he looked good in practice. Not the best, but good, right? Um, Obviously, they take him seriously. Will Byron always a threat to win the race, so I guess I understand that. I don't know what to make of like Kyle Busch. Obviously, Chastain surprised us all and came out of nowhere to have the fucking nuts. Especially Coop. Don't you think he's been struggling the last month too? Last 2-3 weeks, and he comes out of nowhere and lays down that speed. But I'm still not sold, man. I always think that he's aggressive enough where he's going to find a way to fuck it up. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna to me, it's between Chevy, Toyota, and if you want to include Ryan Blaney in there, I guess you could. Is that where you're at?
Yeah. Yeah, except I'm probably a little bit more optimistic on Chastain than you are. Kyle Busch has done a very good job the last couple races of managing the race and putting himself in a good spot to earn track position, which resulted in a good finish. He hasn't necessarily had the greatest car, at Sonoma, but he made the right decision and ended up being there. Gateway where he won. I mean, again, he had a good car, but he made the right choices to get there. So you can never count that out. Elliott, I can't make anything of. I don't know what to do with Chase Elliott, really. I mean, he's really good on concrete. Larson, he's just been struggling, like you said, compared to the season. But I'm just not feeling Larson this week. I could see him finishing 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. But yeah, Chastain, I think, is heads above the next Chevy of Byron.
I agree with that, but I do think that Will Byron's very good. He's got a very good car.
Yeah, but
I'm with you though. I'm with you. I think that obviously Chastain looks like he's the fastest, but the problem that I had with him from the door is he shouldn't be priced the way he is. If that's where they're going to price the people around him, you agree?
No, I agree. I mean, if you're looking at the overall season, I definitely agree with that assessment. If you're looking at what he's done this weekend, I think you can make a case that the number's valid.
Yeah. I that part I get. What's the best number available right now on him?
550.
That's unbelievable. 550. He was 8-1 after practice.
What was he at the beginning of the week? 11, 12, somewhere in there. He
Yeah.
wasn't like really crazy.
I think 12, maybe
at most. Like I think the books were, might have even been 10. So the books are definitely smarter on him for whatever reason.
So, like, where are you at now that we're talking about the odds? He's basically your odds-on favorite, him and Marty.
Before we talk about the drivers and the odds, I had a couple questions for you.
What's up?
First off, what are the chances you see the race coming out like we did today in Xfinity?
Meaning what?
It was an ice skating rink.
Oh. Considering that they're going to start at 7 p.m.?
Now, is Nashville East Coast or Central?
East.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's Tennessee. If they're on the East, they're literally on the East Coast.
Well, they're not literally on the East Coast, but
aren't they?
No, not like Nashville's southwest of me.
No, but I mean, like, isn't a piece of Tennessee like on the water, or am I totally wrong?
Man, you have been fucking drinking and smoking. Oh my fucking god, it's not surrounded by any
Oh
water over the
yeah, my
lakes.
bad. Yeah, it's next to North Carolina. My bad.
Holy fucking shit!
Listen, Coop, I'm fucking baked, man. I'm high.
Wow.
Just let me be baked. I'm good at like one thing in life, Coop. Don't you understand? I'm like a fucking child.
Wow.
Yeah, so that might be central. I'll check now.
The only reason I ask is because when Packrass sent out a couple tweets, he said Eastern and then Central Time. It makes me want to say it is Central Time.
Tennessee time zone. Central, yeah. So it'll be 6 o'clock there when the race starts.
Okay.
I mean, it was crazy today. Compared to how it was last night, I couldn't believe how it was today, man.
Right.
Don't
So,
don't you
so
don't
what
you
are the
think that?
chances? What
I
are the
think
chances you think we see of anything like today?
I think there's a chance that the beginning of the race is like today, and the second half of the race is like last night.
Okay.
That
So
that
you could see some chaos at the beginning, but
Yeah, I could see if it's that if the track temperature is like that, yeah, I could see a little chaos again in the beginning. But one thing to note, that race started at 3:30 today, right?
yeah.
The second
Well,
half
2:30 their time.
the second half of that race today, I don't think was anywhere near as volatile as the first half. Would you agree with that?
Right, but is that because of less drivers being aggressive? Like at the beginning, there's 36 aggressive drivers. At the end, there were probably only 10 or 15. So I don't know. I have my mixed feelings. I think I'm like you. I think if it happens early in the race. But I think if like they make it through the first 15, 20 laps and it spreads out, then I think we could see a long green run flag.
Adam said it's going to be 90 degrees when the green flag drops. So I think that it's definitely going to be ice when it starts, and it'll probably work its way towards the truck race in the second half of the race.
Okay. So then
That's
my next question is, does practice mean anything to you? Are you
yeah,
there?
yes.
I
I
didn't
had
know
to,
if you were kind of
I
looking to see where Nashville was and what water
no,
was around it or whatever, but
bro. I had to think about it for a minute. God damn it. I think you know what I think another factor is, Coop. Is it gonna is it gonna rain? Is
well,
it going to
that was going
rain?
to be my next question.
Because
But
if it
let's focus on two first.
but if it washes the rubber away, that changes some things.
Yeah, there's not going to be any rubber on the track when it starts because they're going to get hit with thunderstorms in the morning.
So
It's going to be a green track.
see, like I want to say I think it's going to matter because the track was pretty good when they practiced. Not when they qualified, but when they practiced, it wasn't that bad.
The reason
So
I asked you if practice means anything is because for Xfinity it meant absolutely nothing.
right, but the in the truck race, the top 5 guys in practice finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, but I mean, if you look at Xfinity, like Barry shit to bed,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sam Meyer shit to bed.
Yep.
I don't know who was third, but I'm sure he shit to bed too.
The guys that qualified well were the guys that ran well.
Yeah, for the most part.
Right. Sammy until he got into it. Chandler, Dinger.
Custer.
Right. For the most part, the guys today that qualified well ran well. But you know what? If either one of those things are true, our guys qualified well and practiced well.
Right.
So
and then you brought up the rain. So you're going to pay attention to practice. Practice means something to you.
I think it means something to me. Yeah.
It's going to rain in the morning, so the track's going to be green when we start, and then it's going to rain tomorrow night at some point.
You think it's going to interrupt the race?
It could. I think it very well could go halfway and then it gets interrupted, or it might not make it halfway, or it could get almost to the end or not. But there is going to be rain tomorrow night at some point that we're going to be watching.
Yeah, I mean, what define shit the bed, Adam? Chastain's on the pole, Reddick is second, Byron is fifth, and Marty is sixth. I mean, we're not going to be like 1, 2, 3 in the first two rows every time.
Right, but I mean, I think if you really look at it, they did shit the bed.
They shit the bed by qualifying fifth and second?
Yeah, but look at the distance between fifth and second and first.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chastain obviously looks like to be the best car, at least going into the race. But Coop, you want to know what? Like, if it could mean nothing. He could be awful in the second half of the race.
He could.
If it comes in like the truck race, that's why there's no chance of me biting at him to bet him. No fucking way. Because the track's definitely going.
Right, but you got to remember also, there's an hour difference between the truck race and the cup race, right?
Yeah. But this race is what?
Longer.
30% longer.
Yeah. So
Elliott came out of nowhere in the second half of that race last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think we could see that again this year. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's no chance of me betting on Ross Chastain at 5.5 to 1. This is like a 0% chance, especially with what can happen tomorrow night. So, I mean, if he's the nuts the entire race, then I'll just use him as my hedge if I have to against my action.
I think Ross Chastain is very scary.
Yeah.
I think he could go out and lead 250 laps.
Yeah. He could.
Because Ross doesn't normally qualify well. And he did well in practice. He was the best car on the long run, 20 laps, I think.
Right.
15 laps, something like that. 15 and 20 something. And then he did it in that condition. And then he came out in qualifying, and although it was only 2 laps, he put down 2 wicked laps.
Right. Yeah, he did. But the thing with Ross Chastain is the second somebody gets in front of him tomorrow night and he tries to bump them out of the way, it could put him and them in the wall. And that's it.
But that's the other thing, I think that could benefit Ross Chastain is if you look today, you had to be aggressive to get up front. And Ross will be aggressive to get back up front if he loses it.
But being aggressive, it makes you very vulnerable to shitting the bed.
It does. It does. But it makes you very vulnerable. Well, not vulnerable, but it makes you very, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for, but, capable of getting right back up there and being even stronger.
True. Yeah. I mean, yeah, theoretically, sure. Definitely. How would you rate his race? Another thing to think about, which is definitely going to come into play tomorrow more than most places. What would you rate his team this year in terms of in-race adjustments? I would rate them poorly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd rate them poorly, but I wouldn't rate them like, great by any means whatsoever. Yeah. So,
Average at best.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Right. So like that's another thing. Like if
Right,
they go the wrong way with that car.
Right. But then the other thing is he has a number one pit stall and his pit team is wicked fast.
Yeah, that's important for sure. They're
very good.
Yeah. But like I'm at the point now where like I'm not going to like unless there is like unless we could do something like we did with Byron where we're guaranteed to get him at 12-1, like maybe I would do that, but I'm not betting him at 5.5-1. No chance.
No, but I mean I would not be surprised by lap 40 or 50 if he's 3-1.
Yeah, he could be. He could be. But like, let's think about the two races, right? When the leader got out in both those races, we did see them get past, didn't we?
Yeah, but like between the trucks and Xfinity, I think Ross has a much better car than any one of the trucks or Xfinity. I think he can literally run away and not have to worry about shit.
Yeah, I mean he could. He looked very good
because like no truck and no Xfinity car showed the promise that he has showed in practice.
Well, that's not true. Josh Berry led every fucking lap average in practice and completely shit the bed.
Yeah, but he shit the bed in practice and qualifying.
Yeah, he only because he had a bad lap. Didn't his ass then go out? Because
I don't know, loose? But like he didn't get it done. Ross got it done.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ross is scary tomorrow.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. His times are phenomenal. I don't disagree with you. But like I just think that I can't bet him at that number. And I also think that if there's anybody out there, right, he's one of those guys where just because he has the nuts does not necessarily mean that he's going to win the race because of how fucking nuts that he could be in a race at times.
I don't disagree with you. Like, they're not good at making adjustments and he could disappear, or fall back in the second half of the race.
Right. But if you were like, hey, Keg, I could get us to 15-1 before we go into the race, I would do that. I would if I knew that the first of it was going to get home. But I mean, all right, so that's Ross. Obviously, during practice, Marty, I bet Marty on Monday. Coop bet Marty during the week. We like Marty. He's been the second best car probably this year. I think he's as good as Byron's been. At this point, Marty. He's live. He was first in 5 lap, third in 10 lap, 5 and 5 and 15 and 20. But the 25 lap, he was second. So I think they have to make some adjustments. They might be slightly off having the best car, but if there's one thing about Truex, that team will make adjustments for that car to get better as the race goes on. And so I think we're in a good spot with him. Tyler Reddick looked just about as impressive as Ross did, slightly less impressive. Second, first, second in consecutive lap average times. Went out there, qualified second. We got him at 13-1 Right now, what is he, Coop?
7.5.
7.5. So we got a good number there with him. I think we're in great shape. He's got a shot. Denny, what'd you think about Denny? Because me and you were in the if Marty's going to be good, Denny should be good camp.
I mean, Denny was kind of disappointing to me. I thought he was solid, I think, in practice, right? But not, anything special.
Yeah, top. He was in the top 10 in lap
Right.
average times.
Right. And then the same way with his qualifying laps today. So I would have to put him behind, I think, Ross, Truex, Reddick, Byron are the top four.
Ross, Truex, Reddick. Yeah, I agree with that. And I would say number 5 for me is Kyle Larson. And my argument, he looked bad in the beginning of practice. But by the end of practice, he was 4th and 15, 4th and 20, and 1st and 25, although not many people went in the 25. My worry about him is when he's good off the truck and in practice, it almost always translates to the race. And so, like, he worries me. Could we bet him at that number? No. But, like, he worries me as somebody that could fucking romp.
Yeah. I mean, I would put him right there with Hamlin.
Yeah.
Second tier.
After that, Kyle Busch, 13-1. Well, I never know what to think about him this year. What do you think about Kyle?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think he's been happy with his car this weekend. I mean, he's another one, though, that I think would be good at making adjustments as the race goes through. So definitely somebody to watch. But, like, once we get to these drivers that we're getting ready to discuss, starting at Kyle Busch, I don't think I could bet any of them pre-race.
Yeah.
Because I can see all of them shitting the bed.
What do you think about Chris Buescher? Surprised me a little bit. He ran better than I thought he would.
Yeah, but I just don't think he can compete with, like, the big dogs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He did run better.
After that, Bell 20-1. He looked better than I thought he would, but I still think that he looks like the 5th best Toyota. I think him and Gibbs were the 2 worst.
Right.
Probably. After him, Logano 16. I don't know. Joey is always live, I guess, when he qualifies well, but sometimes he'll fall through the field like a stone. Sometimes he'll hang around. Where are you at with Joey?
If I can get him at like 45 or 50-1 next week at the Chicago race, I'll take him.
All right. Bubba 18-1 at Caesars. I don't think we have to get on him pre-race, but he's definitely somebody to watch during the race. You agree?
Yeah. I would put him right there with Larson and Hamlin.
Yeah.
And those 3 would be my second tier.
Would you add Blaney to that tier?
He would probably be the bottom of that tier, but I think I have more confidence in him than, like, Kyle Busch and Logano.
And then,
but I think any of those cars that we've just mentioned, if they can get some way out front, and get that clean air, they can be competitive. But can they do that? It's the question.
Yeah. After that, nobody else is worth mentioning. Gibbs 50-1, Harvick 22, Bowman, Kez, Suarez. They were all like top 15 in consecutive lap average. Nothing special. All right. That's the outright market. So just to recap, Coop and I are on Tyler Reddick at 13-1. We are on Marty at 8-1. And we are on Byron at 16-1 because we had him tied to a parlay that won. So those are the three guys that were on going into the race in the outright market. Chastain, big concern. Larson, I worry about. And Bubba, there are definitely some cars that we have to worry about. Top of the list, obviously, Ross.
Like we didn't see like a scenario today where there was an opportunity for the field to flip due
No,
to like a caution or something like that.
right.
Now these guys have like 10 sets of tires, so they have like 3 times the tires almost that what the Xfinity drivers had. So I think that might open up the possibility, especially if we see a rash of cautions at the beginning, to where some drivers could come down and try to get some fresh tires after 25, 30 laps. I don't know. So I think with the amount of tires tomorrow that they have available, we could see a couple drivers take some chances here and there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that could happen. Looking at the
Because
top,
like let's say there's like a caution on lap 25 and like Brett Keselowski or Chris Bell, Kevin Harvick, or mid-teens to low 20s come in,
right?
and then hey, there's another caution at lap 50. Well, they stay out. The other ones come. You know what I'm saying? I think there's some opportunity. I think for how we can get the field flipped a little bit tomorrow. And they all know, like what Adam said, track position is important.
Sure, definitely.
Because I mean, you can pass, but it was really hard. Like, what did you think about the race today, though?
I thought I was surprised how long at certain parts of the race it took the car in second place to actually get by the leader. Like Custer, somebody had a real hard time passing Chandler.
But I thought overall there was some pretty good racing.
Yeah, the last 2 days there have been more passes than I thought that there would be. Definitely,
pretty good racing.
Yeah,
definitely a lot better than Gateway, in my opinion.
But we didn't. The one thing that we didn't see, we saw like the solid cars that were in the back of the field get by the shitty guys to get into the top 15. But once they broke into the top 15, it was very hard for Mayer and Berry to start working their way up.
Right. Now, I guess the other piece too is like we saw a couple of drivers take 2 tires and stay out or stayed out, and they shit the bed. But like an Allgaier and Austin Hill, like there were times that they were on 2 tires that they kind of held their own. Like they weren't fighting for the lead or anything, but like back around 10th to 15th. So
it all comes down. Like it all comes down to, like you said, how many guys stay out, how many guys go in, because in both races, the top 6 guys stayed out at the end, and then everybody else came and got tires. And if you have, Nick Sanchez proved, if you have 4 laps and you're in the first 3 rows, you're going to, you got a good shot. If you get a clean restart, you have a very good shot of getting up there, man, because they were flying. It all depends on how many people pit, that cushion. That's what it all depends on.
Right.
Any top 3s that you saw that you liked?
Well, I mean, who has top 3s?
Caesars, Rivers.
You just want to go by book?
Huh?
Just look at it by book since not everything's out.
Yeah, I'm looking at Caesars right now. I know that BR has top 3s and 5s and 10s. They're putting their props up. I don't know if MGM is yet.
Very rarely do I ever go to top 3. Like,
yeah, unless it's trucks. Me too, or the lower series.
Like Chastain's plus 170.
Top three.
Like, yeah, like he's really the only one I think I could take a shot at, but like I don't.
I mean, like Reddick is plus 210. I don't mind that number either. He looked really good.
Yeah, but I have my doubts if Riddick can stay up there, man. You know, he showed a lot of speed here recently in practices, but something always happens to him.
Any top fives? I think Chase Elliott is intriguing at like plus 160 or whatever it is.
Well, they have him 150 on Caesars, but like, I mean, I can see myself taking this shot at Bubba at 225.
Oh yeah, I don't mind that. 230 at BR.
Okay, like that's a possibility. But like, you know, these other guys, I mean, Reddick at plus 110, Byron at plus 110, Danny at 120.
Yeah, pass.
Can't do it.
I'm with you. Yeah, I could see Bubba, and I don't mind the number on Elliott either. I expect him to be good in the second half of this race.
Yeah, but that's just because of what he did last year, man. That's the only reason you're saying that. Doesn't mean it's going to equal out this year.
But yeah, it doesn't. Top tens? Did you bet anything? I bet Bubba at even money when the top tens came out. That's the only top 10 that I bet this week.
No. Now, are you considering anybody in top tens? Do you think there's a shot at anybody can get there?
You think Eric Jones can get there?
Eric Jones.
He didn't look
bad.
Did
you say Eric Jones?
Yeah, he didn't look bad in practice.
What were his practice numbers?
Like 10th and 14th. And that was it.
Eric Jones.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I mean, you got to dig deep. When you're talking about top tens, you got to dig deep, Coop. What about Busher at plus
now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Busher at plus 250. I don't mind Blaney either, to be honest.
At minus 120?
Yeah, maybe we can get like a minus 110 number or a minus 105 somewhere when all the lines come back up.
Is that number pretty good for you for Busher?
250, yeah. Based on what I saw in practice, yeah.
Anybody else?
Maybe Kez. Wouldn't shock me. Dan, what do you think about Suarez? He's like plus 225. You think he could top 10?
I think he could. My concern with Suarez is he has a tendency to find trouble or create trouble, and starting in the back. And is he going to a backup car, or are they just fixing that car?
That I don't know. We'd have to look that up. You know who else, Coop? That's low key fucking come right back and run really well here tomorrow. Dinger.
Yeah, shit, man. I've been waiting for you to say him.
Plus 180.
So I have two guys written down.
Busher and Dinger.
Busher and Dinger.
Yeah.
Your good buddy at Fred.
Oh God. What number?
300 and 355.
Oh, fuck off, Coop. I mean, I can't. How do I can't even bet that now. I can't even bet that at another book, knowing that number. Jesus Christ. How does that place stay in fucking business?
I have one more question for you.
I can get 220. I can get 225 on Dinger and 250 on Busher are the best numbers I can get.
I have one more name.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Kevin Harvick.
Eric Almirola.
Eric Almirola. Why? Flat track?
Yeah.
But you know what, though, Coop? We have not seen tire fall off at all.
Yeah, true, because usually the tire falls, is a key part of him succeeding.
Right.
What's their number on him?
450 at BR. And 400 at Caesars.
Mm.
You know, I could definitely get behind Busher and Dinger, but I mean, man, those fucking prices.
Could you get behind Almirola at 715?
715? What are your odds for the other guys to top 10? Like, what's Bubba?
Minus 155.
Wow. Yeah, at plus 715, yeah. I can get behind it. Yeah. Definitely. I think Busher and Dinger, though, I think are sharp looks to sneak inside the top 10. I think we can get one of them home. How bad was that fucking Chandler plus 225? We should have fucking got that home, bro. That was brutal that kid did in top 5 today.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a tough break. What do you think of Ricky Stenhouse this week?
I was gonna bring him up to you. I don't know what to make. If you look at his practice, he got better as the run went on pretty consistently. And he's been good to us. But I have a feeling like there's going to be a lot of cars trying to get in that top 10, and I could see him being left out. But if you look at his numbers, they were getting better the longer the run went.
I'm gonna have to think about this because, I don't want to go crazy, but man, those numbers on Busher and Dinger are pretty good, and I like that 5.5 number on Bubba too.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the Busher top 10 and Dinger top 10 at the prices that I see. So I wouldn't mind them at the prices that you see.
Think Justin Haley can hang?
No, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. He did not look good in practice. So that's top 10s. I like the Busher Dinger that Coop was looking at. We kind of, at least I knew where he was going.
Do you know where FanDuel was before? I have no idea.
No.
But like after those, like it's pretty tough skating on Fred. Their top fives are horrible. But like they're still rookies. So like if you want to bet Ross Chastain at 550, don't do it. Bet him at Fred at bet Fred. Bet Trackhouse at plus 550.
Yeah, that's basically what Trackhouse is at Caesars, plus 550.
Like why?
Oh no, plus 420. My bad.
Okay. Because they have Chastain at plus 500. Like at 550, you bet Trackhouse, you get Suarez too.
Right. Yeah, it was plus 420.
Which the guys in the chat said he is in a backup car.
All right. After winning team, any buddy that you see that you like besides taking the shot on Trackhouse?
No, I mean like what is
5.5 to 1 to get Bubba and Reddick.
Hold on. Yeah, they 545. I can't bet Gibbs at 205.
Like those two guys, like Trackhouse at 5.5 and 23XI at 5.5. It's not even a discussion. Reddick and Bubba have a much better chance than Chastain. And if you're going to add Suarez in there, I don't think there's any value on him. There is value on Bubba.
Right. Right.
After that, though, I mean, I don't see anything.
I mean, if you're going to I was going to say if you're going to bet Toyota to win, which that number's like 130 now, I think.
Yeah, I bet him.
Yeah. I would go JGR, but like you could still lose that to 23XI.
After
no teams for me.
After that, top Chevy, top Toyota, top Ford. Chastain is plus 230 to be the top Chevy.
On Caesars?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could see Larson, Chastain, Byron, any one of them being the top Chevy.
He's plus 250 at Canby. Larson 275, Byron 350, Elliott.
Like I would like to take a shot at Bowman, but I just can't. So I can't do anything with Chevy. Can you?
If I was going to take a flyer, it would probably be Elliott at 5.5 to 1. But no, I don't see anything here that I want to bet that screams out to me. I have to bet that. Ryan Blaney, top Ford. You already bet that at plus 240 earlier in the week, right?
Yeah.
So I like that bet. I'm probably not going to be able to get that same price, but he's plus 215 at Canby right now to be the top.
He's plus 125 at Fred.
Yeah, we'll see what he comes back at Bet365. It's usually slightly better than Canby.
What's Busher?
7.
So they have them at 9 at Fred. Like, I don't think. I mean, barring chaos, which we can't predict. Like, I don't see Logano and Harvick being there. I think it's really Blaney and Buescher.
Buescher is 9-1 at Caesars too. I don't mind it if you're gonna like treat it like a group.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I got to think about that.
After that group, that's at Caesars. Marty, Larson, Byron, Denny, Chase.
What about any interest in Toyota?
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I skipped that. Yeah, actually, I did have interest in Toyota. Bubba is 7.5 to 1 to be the top Toyota. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat Marty and Reddick, but I don't think that number's a terrible number. But am I going to bet it? Not really. No.
See, like, that's my thing. Like, you're throwing $5 or $10 down, sure, take a shot at it. But like, if you're betting 100 to 300, $500, like, you just can't bet that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. After that, groups. I don't see anything in Group A at Caesars that I like. Chastain is plus 140 against Reddick, Logano, Blaney, and Bell, and Harvick. They know about the Caesars. I think Coop is the sharpest book probably in terms of NASCAR odds that I see week to week. If I had to guess, and they got Buescher at plus 150 in a group with Priest, Almirola, Dillon, Briscoe, and Stenhouse. So they recognize that he's a cut above what he normally is.
Right.
How about this, Coop? How about see, this makes me feel good. How about Caesars putting a 4-man group of Kyle, Denny, Chastain, and Marty being plus 140 and Chastain being plus 180. I still think Marty's fucking the guy. I think he's going to get it done. That car's been too good all year.
I can't disagree.
After that group F, Bowman, Gibbs, Suarez, Kez. I mean, I don't know. I would probably take Suarez out of that group.
What's his number?
270.
And it was who?
Bowman, Gibbs, Keselowski.
And on paper, I can get behind that, but like, I just don't know. Suarez is a tough cat to chat to trust.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Your boy Almirola heads up against Briscoe, Dillon, and Cindric is 2 to 1.
No.
Looking at them. Oh, let's look at groups. Do we have groups from any other?
There's one on Fred that has an interest, but other than that, Chastain at 200, Reddick at 250, Bubba at 300, and Logano at 325. I think if you take Ross and Bubba and go two versus one over Reddick.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Logano can hunt with them.
I don't disagree. Chastain plus 155 against Denny, Kyle, and Bell. Jesus. Marty's plus 220 against Larson, Elliott, and Byron. Byron plus 295, Elliott plus 310, Larson plus 270. Busher plus 240 against Stenhouse, Gibbs, and Dillon. I like that. What do you think about that?
Busher 240 against Stenhouse, Gibbs, and Dillon.
Yeah.
What's Gibbs?
Plus 180.
I could see Gibbs beating Busher.
Could you?
Yeah.
What was his top 10 number?
Who?
Gibbs. Plus 180. Like, if you could see Gibbs beating Busher, do you think that he could crack the top 10 at a price?
Yeah, I don't know if 180 is the right price, though.
Yeah, I would have to see what the other books have when they come up.
I think I would want at least 2.
All right, matchups.
I mean, you got to think that I know Gibbs was limited, but what little he got, it had to help him for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, get experience and stuff like that. I know it's a total different car and everything, but drive completely different.
Any matchups that you like that you saw?
I had one written down. Like I bet Bubba plus 135 against Chastain at the beginning of the week. All I can say is at least it was against Bubba, and Bubba has a car at least. Never would have thought Chastain come out and did what he did, but it is what it is.
I'm with you.
Caesars has Blaney at plus 100 over Bell. Like, I'm not in love with it, but wasn't bad.
I'm looking at these prices right now. Man, some of these prices, bro. Would you take Bell plus 145 over Denny heads up?
I could see it going 50-50. Like, I think there's a chance that Bell can win that.
Kyle Busch is plus 170 against Marty.
I can't do that.
That's a big number in a heads-up matchup, Coop.
If I knew they were going to be racing on an ice rink, I would be more apt to take it. But, like,
even Elliott's plus 150 against Marty.
Right.
Jesus. Byron plus 130 against Marty. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Marty. I've been on him all week, but I mean, some of these numbers are fucking a little crazy.
Can we go back to the groups real quick?
Yeah.
So DK, I pulled up DK. They have Blaney at 235, Bubba at 235, Logano at 250, and Bell at 300.
Okay.
You think Bubba can beat those three?
What group was it?
Three.
Bubba 235, Blaney, Logano, Bell. Yeah, based on what we've seen this, yeah, I think he's going to be the strongest car. I think Blaney and Bell are going to be decent tomorrow, but I think Bubba's probably going to have the best car out of the four of them.
I look at it like this: would you rather take the shot of Bubba at making the top five at 225 or beating those three at 235?
Beating those three, because I don't, gun to my head, none of those three are in the top five. Maybe Blaney, if it all broke well for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from that point of view, I would rather take this group.
Yeah, I like that. And then I don't mind the one below it, Group 4. Suarez and Gibbs at 260.
Over Bowman and Jones. I don't mind that. Wait, let me check one thing. Wow, Bowman's fucking lost in practice.
He wasn't good in practice at all.
Jesus Christ. Jones wasn't bad though, Coop. Jones could fuck that up, theoretically.
How many times this year has Eric Jones beat Ty Gibbs and Suarez?
Probably not many times.
When they haven't wrecked?
Probably not many times.
Man, you got an Eric Jones fascination on.
Here we go. Mr. fucking blowing Ryan Blaney all week. You're breaking my balls about this guy.
Yeah, we know Suarez is in a backup car.
I like that. I like those groups that you mentioned on DK. I worry a little bit about Blaney in that Bubba group, but I don't mind those groups.
I just think I'd rather take that than the top five.
Wow, they got Marty plus 185 and Chastain plus 250.
That's weird.
Well, I mean, he's got 2 wins this year, and he's the second best car in the series. Chastain came out of nowhere, flash in the pan. That's why.
I guess they're 100 points difference on the win. Okay, I get it.
I'm trying to see if there's any other matchups.
I can't even get on FanDuel right now for whatever reason. Won't load.
They don't have any props anyway.
Oh. MGM doesn't have anything else up.
Nope. BR might have some matchups. Groups.
365 just has the winner.
Yeah. Bubba plus 150 against Ross. Stenhouse plus 160 against Suarez in a backup car, Coop.
You got to think their backup car is pretty good, though. It might not be top 10-ish, but I think it's good enough to beat Ricky Stenhouse.
Bubba plus 108 against Kyle Busch.
Bubba plus 108
against KB.
Against Kyle Busch. I mean, on paper, I don't mind that.
I got another one. Dinger plus 105 against Kez.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
That's not bad either.
Don't mind that either. Busher minus 104 against Suarez.
Is that on Canby too?
It's on Barstool, so yeah.
Oh, let me pull them up too. Yeah, I don't mind those two matchups.
I mentioned earlier Caesars had Blaney at plus 100 against Bell.
Yeah.
On here, it's the exact opposite. Since you're a Chase Elliott fan this week, what do you think about him plus 105 against Denny?
I think that he could be there. I have a feeling that, like, he's going to fucking show up late.
I don't mind some of these.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bet that Dinger one, and I think I'm going to bet that Bubba one.
Not Busher?
I don't see that yet. You know why? I'll tell you why I like these. You want to know why I like these? Because if we bet these guys to hit the top 10, it's a nice backup to have, to just have to beat one guy at plus money to break even if they don't finish in the top 10.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't normally bet matchups ever.
I don't mind Ty Gibbs at minus 108 against Bowman either.
Coop, I'm gonna bet him at 9-1 to be the top Ford.
Busher?
Yeah. That number's wrong based on what we saw today. I'm gonna bet Ryan Blaney at plus 215. I'll get a slightly worse number than you got. And then I'm gonna bet.
You're gonna wait till 365 opens?
Yeah, for him, yeah. What do you think 365 is gonna have better than 9-1 on Busher? I don't think there's no hurt to waiting. Nobody's running to the window to bet Blaney and Busher to be the top Ford right now.
Well, he was 240. I got him at 240. So
yeah, right now
it goes up or stays the same.
No, right now the number is plus 215, so it's worse. I'm hoping.
I'm in at 365.
I'm hoping that it will. Maybe they'll give me what you got. Is what I'm hoping.
Gotcha.
But if it's 220, I'm going to bet that, and I'm going to bet Chris Busher, and you're going to bet Chris Busher, and we're gonna maybe hit a nice 9-1 top Ford tomorrow. That number is just not right. He was solid.
Cole wants to know how to get on Tyler Reddick.
My guy Cola. Cola, settle down. How do you get on Tyler Reddick? What you would do if you really want to bet him, Cola? We got him at 13-1, and right now your number's 7.5. What is your number to be the top Toyota? You could bet them both. If that's the guy you really want to target tomorrow. He was the second best car in practice for sure.
Or would it be better?
Or maybe
if he doesn't win the race, he could still be top Toyota.
Right.
That's why I was going to say maybe you just bet 23XI, but I'd rather do the top Toyota.
Or maybe like a group where Reddick's up against weak comp. Maybe you add that to the win bet instead of the top Toyota. What are your thoughts on stages, Coop? Do you think we take Ross? Are they going to pit in stage 1?
Yeah, they have to pit every stage.
Oh, that's not good. That makes me not like unless we're taking a shot at a price.
Although, what do you think? What do you think Ross comes in at? Because
3-1.
Right. I was going to say it's not going to be a crazy number.
Maybe 3. He's going to have that pit stall, right? So he's got a good shot even coming out of the pits to get out in front and win that stage. But again, it would not shock me if Tyler Reddick got up there too. I mean, he's very good.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a scenario where a Bubba could win stage 1? Or a Larson?
Bubba or Larson? Or a Byron or a Truex, like somebody that's not the top 2.
Well, yeah, but do you think Truex is going to be shorter than Ross in the odds?
No, not starting 6th. No, I don't think so. I think the front row will be the favorite.
Because what we've seen really is the top 2 or 3 cars are the ones that stay within a second. And then the others are 3, 4, 5.
Right.
And it's not like a track where you can make up 6 seconds or 5 seconds or 4 seconds after 40 or 50 laps.
Right. And this is a scenario where the 2 guys that are on the front row that qualified were the 2 best cars in practice. So I definitely think we probably take the front row and just Chastain's probably going to get out first, barring a catastrophe. And then Reddick, you hope he gets back out second. Or maybe you just take the shot on Chastain and don't get that heavily invested. That's a nice way to get a little equity on him. without me and you being on him at 5.5 to 1 to win the race. Maybe we could pick up a plus 300 early. So the bets that I am going to make from this show are definitely those two matchups. I'm going to take Blaney and Busher to be the top Ford. Those are the 4 plays that I know that I'm going to add to my card. I have to think about the top 10s. Am I going to take Busher? Am I going to take Dinger when you've got numbers that are a full dollar better than the numbers I see? I don't know how to square that in my brain.
Yeah, I got a lot to think about because there's actually a lot more that I kind of like than what I thought. But I got to be careful because they involve a lot of the same drivers, and I don't want to get buried.
Right. Like, I'm not betting Busher top 10 if I'm taking him to be top manufacturer, and I'm going to take him in that matchup. Like, I'll hope that matchup covers the top manufacturer bet. Or if we can get that 9 to 1 home, fucking awesome.
What did can you go to Racing Reference?
Colas typed something. See what he wrote.
Bet Toyota wins if the number is plus 135 or pass.
No, I got it at 210 pass. I'm at Racing Reference.
How did Busher do at Dover?
Let me check for you, my guy. You and I are like the oddest pairing, Coop. But we work.
Why are you calling yourself odd?
Because it's like a fucking East Coast rat that lives like 10 minutes outside of fucking New York City, and a fucking down home Virginia guy. Nice as could be. Doesn't watch fucking TV.
But like you're probably close to a lot of cornfields and everything, being like on the East Coast, man.
Jersey corn is phenomenal corn, Coop. Sorry, I hit the button by accident.
You know, I was when I was a little kid, man. I was living in Pennsylvania, and one of my buddies, he had a big field, and it backed up right next to this guy's big cornfield. I mean, it was huge cornfield.
What do you want?
Like,
what do you want to
and
know?
And like we would take the football and pass and dive and make diving catches into the corn stalks. Guy came over after finding out, man. He ripped into us bad. Oh.
So Busher started 5th at Dover and finished 9th.
All right. What about last year at these two tracks, Dover and Nashville?
And just heads up, Blaney. Oh,
he
wow.
ran really well at Dover.
Wow. Listen to this. Marty won the race this year at Dover. Chastain finished 2nd. Blaney finished 3rd. Byron finished 4th. And Reddick finished 6th. It's the nuts. It's everybody that's good today. I didn't even realize that. Holy shit, Coop.
DB Darley, did you enjoy it?
Bell started second, finished sixth. All right, let me check last year.
I'm just looking for like concrete.
Yeah.
These are the two concrete.
$2022.
Yes. Got the College World Series game home.
Jesus.
Under 10 runs.
What did I do? 2022. Busher had the pole, finished eighth.
At what?
At Dover.
Okay.
2022.
So that's 3 out of 4. We'll just have to see how he did here last year.
Ricky Stenhouse finished second. Elliott won. Chastain finished third.
Chastain's good on concrete, evidently.
Yeah. Chris Bell again, fourth. Eric Jones, top 10. Look out.
Yeah. Eric Jones last year and this year are two different people, man.
Don't
that
judge.
one you can throw out.
Don't judge my guy. So yeah, Busher's been in the top 10 consistently here.
Well, what did he do Nashville last year?
That's
the last race.
Nashville. Uh, 30th. Qualified 15th. He might have had a problem though.
Could have. Who were the top finishers here last year?
Elliott. Reddick's car, the 45. Kurt Busch.
We kind of got to throw that finishing that order out because of that late pit stop, though.
Yeah,
because Marty and Kyle Busch were really up there.
Right, Marty was right there. Blaney finished third. Chastain finished fifth. They're all gonna be there tomorrow, bro. We're on 3 of them, and there's gonna be a couple that we're gonna have to worry about tomorrow. Definitely. I'm telling you, Coop, I don't think Chase Elliott at like 6-1 to be the top Chevy is a bad bet. It's going to be, I think it's going to, could it be Byron? Could it be Larson? It could. Chastain, obviously. I just think that number, if this track changes tomorrow night, clearly he likes concrete. He's in the fucking top 4 everywhere.
Oh, yeah. But I just can't bet him thinking that the track's going to change, especially, we might not ever get to that point if it rains.
Yeah. Gibbs finishes 2, 3, 4 last year if they don't pit. Yeah, true. Yeah, I feel good about Marty. I think we're in a good spot with Marty. I think we're in a good spot with Reddick. Byron looked very, very good, and this year he's much better than he was the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to worry about Chastain first, and then after that, it could be one of Larson, Bubba, Denny, Blaney. I guess that's it. I don't see any other props.
Mm-hmm.
I am definitely, obviously, all my action is on the website. Just go to the website, look at it. I am going to be adding, though. I am going to bet Busher in that matchup. I'm going to bet Almendinger in that matchup. And I'm going to bet Busher and Blaney to be the top forward. Man, if something happens to Ryan Blaney tomorrow, we are fucking live to hit that 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm going to do with Chastain. I have to look at the board tomorrow in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel good about me and you not being on him, but I can't bet that number. Signed, are you in the chat?
Adam has 2 units on Blaney.
Oh, well, why? I'm gonna bet Blaney to be the top 4 too. Let's see what this number is.
Oh, you going looking at parlays?
Coop, not for nothing. The majority of my parlays lately have been getting through. It's the driver that's fucking them up.
Oh, I agree. I agree on that.
All right, Chastain 5.5. Why can't Alcaraz can't win 2-0 again? Sign's gonna be like, I'm on the dog, Keg. Thank God that this is 7:00 tomorrow night, because it gives us all these tennis matches though are probably in the morning, right? I wonder if he's on Vekic.
Yeah, the tennis matches are all in Europe, so they're 6 hours up.
Vekic is a plus 160 dog tomorrow against Kvitova, which would put Chastain at like 16-1 if Vekic won that match.
Holy cow, Cole. I saw it was 17-0. I didn't realize it was the 4th inning. Holy cow.
Holy shit.
Is that the championship?
I think it's the final. Yeah.
Cole said Alcaraz can easily win 2-0. but Bulbakick is a head case, but he's a grass court specialist. All right.
All right, boys. We're out of here. We'll be live tomorrow, 7 o'clock, on this YouTube channel. Look, check the sheet later on tonight before you go to bed. Check it in the morning. There'll be a couple more plays up there, definitely. Hopefully we can end the weekend right. We're up a couple of units going into Sunday. All we can ask for. Let's fucking make some money, and we'll see you next week. We are out. Later.